I need some more water. This is serious. That's when it got real.
2012, where I think you're 42 years old at the time,
Mhm.
and your manager and friend Chris dies.
Rest in peace to Chris. Biggest change, biggest climate shift in my entire life because Chris Lighty was like the big brother that I never had. Chris was all that I knew. I learned how to make my money with Chris. My tax brackets changed with Chris. My lawyers changed because Chris. My booking agents changed with Chris. My touring experiences changed with Chris. So when Chris died, I didn't have a support system no more. And that shit got scary. I didn't put out an album from 2009 until 2020. 11 years, I didn't put out no album.
That day when you find out that Chris is passed,
Mhm.
can you take me to that day?
I need some more water. This is serious. That day was so fucking terrible, bro. I get the call from his assistant that something happened to him. And I'm asking what happened to him. And they just said he hurt himself, but they didn't say, that he was dead. They just was like he hurt himself. The assistant called this young lady, I forget her name, at the office. And when the young lady answered the phone, we're on the three-way. And she's crying and she's screaming on the phone. And she just kept saying, Chris hurt himself, Chris hurt himself. And the assistant is asking her, what exactly did he do to himself? And she said she don't know. He just hurt himself. Chris he was living in Manhattan at the time. No, he was living in the Bronx at the time. He was living in Manhattan while the bullshit was going on. And then he had moved to the Bronx probably like almost a year before this day. And then we drove to the Bronx because I didn't know, I never been to this home that he got in the Bronx. It wasn't until you saw the coroner van come. And when you saw the van, and then they reversed the van into the driveway to get us close to the door of the house. And they went inside and they brought them black bags with them body bags, and that's when it got real. That's when it changed. Everything changed when you saw the bags. And we knew when they came out the basement with the bags and his body was in the bags. That's when you knew Chris was never coming back. So the crying started and a lot of arguing started. A lot of threats started. And my life was going in a whole nother direction after that.